Ladies, let's get real for a moment. How often have you found yourself second-guessing his feelings, analyzing every text, every word, every look? It's exhausting, isn't it? But here's the thing, love, real, deep, and authentic love, doesn't have to feel like a never-ending mystery. If you've ever asked yourself, does he truly love me, or am I just wishful thinking? Then you're in the right place. Because today I'm going to reveal 5 undeniable signs that will give you clarity like never before. But first, let's address the elephant in the room. The toxic narratives we've all been fed. You've heard it, haven't you? If he doesn't say it, it's not real. Or, a man in love will move mountains. Sure, that sounds great in movies, but let's face it, life isn't a rom-com. Real men show love in more subtle, powerful ways, and once you know how to spot these signs, you'll never have to second-guess again. Imagine the confidence you'll feel when you can say with certainty, yes, he loves me, because the signs are clear. No more overthinking. No more sleepless nights. Instead, you'll approach your relationship with the kind of confidence that makes love thrive, a confidence rooted in knowing your worth. And isn't that what Stoicism in dating teaches us? To focus on what we can control, to seek clarity, and to act with wisdom and calm. So stay with me as we dive deep into these 5 signs. Each one is a game changer, and together they'll transform the way you view your relationship. Let's begin with the first and perhaps most vital sign, respect. After all, without respect, can there truly be love? Let's find out. 1. He respects your choices. Ladies, let's begin this journey with one of the most profound signs of love, respect. It's a word we hear so often that it might seem simple, but when it comes to relationships, it's a game changer. Let me ask you this, when you make a choice, no matter how big or small, how does he respond? Does he respect your decision even when he doesn't agree? Or does he try to sway you, undermine you, or brush it off like it doesn't matter? The answer to this question speaks volumes about the foundation of your relationship. True love is built on mutual respect. Without it, even the most passionate love will crumble over time. A man who loves you doesn't just tolerate your decisions, he values them. He listens, he supports, and most importantly, he trusts that you know what's best for yourself. He doesn't see your independence as a threat. He sees it as one of the reasons he fell for you in the first place. Let's break this down. Imagine you've made a big decision, perhaps to change careers, pursue a dream, or set a boundary in your life. What does his response look like? Does he encourage you, even if it's scary? Does he show up as your partner, cheering you on every step of the way? If the answer is yes, then you're seeing love in its truest form. Respecting your choices shows that he sees you not as someone to control, but as an equal, a partner, and a person with her own unique journey. But respect isn't just about the big things, it's about the small moments too. Let's say you decide to spend your weekend reading instead of going out. Does he honor that, or does he guilt trip you for not making time for him? When you express a boundary, like needing time for yourself or saying no to something you're uncomfortable with, does he respect it, or does he push back? These moments, though seemingly minor, reveal his character and his level of respect for you. Now, I know what you might be thinking. What if he doesn't respect my choices? What if he always tries to have the final say? This is where communication comes in. Respect starts with understanding. If he doesn't fully grasp why a decision matters to you, take the time to explain it calmly and clearly. A man who loves you will listen. He might not agree, but he'll make the effort to see things from your perspective. And that effort, that's love. But here's the hard truth. If he consistently dismisses your choices, minimizes your feelings, or tries to control your decisions, that's not love. That's control, and it has no place in a healthy relationship. You deserve a partner who sees your autonomy as a strength, not a weakness. Respecting your choices also ties directly into Stoicism, the philosophy of self-control and emotional resilience. A man who embodies Stoicism in dating knows that love isn't about controlling or overpowering someone else. It's about focusing on what you can control, your own actions, words, and responses, and trusting your partner to do the same. He understands that your choices are yours to make, and his role is to support, not dominate. Let's get real with an example. Imagine you've decided to start a new fitness routine. It's something that matters deeply to you, but it also means adjusting your schedule and saying no to certain things. A man who respects your choices won't guilt you for spending time at the gym. Instead, he'll cheer you on, maybe even join you or offer to help make the transition easier. His respect for your decision shows that he values your growth and well-being. Now, think about your own relationship. Can you recall a time when he respected your decision, even if it wasn't easy for him? Maybe you needed space during a stressful period, and instead of getting upset, he gave you the room you needed. Or perhaps you pursued a career move that required sacrifices, and he stepped up to support you. These moments are the building blocks of a love that lasts. But respect is a two-way street. Just as you want him to respect your choices, it's equally important that you respect his. Love isn't about one person always getting their way. It's about creating a partnership where both people feel heard and valued. When you respect each other's choices, you're building a foundation of trust, understanding, and mutual care. Let me leave you with this thought. Love without respect isn't love, it's control, infatuation, or dependence. True love is about seeing the other person as an equal, as someone with their own dreams, goals, and decisions. When he respects your choices, he's telling you, I trust you. I believe in you. I'm here for you. And isn't that what we all deserve? So let's make this interactive. If you're resonating with this, if you've experienced a love where your choices were respected, or if this is the kind of love you're seeking, hit the like button and comment number 1 below. Let's celebrate the men who show us respect and the relationships that lift us up. And if you want more insights into how to build and recognize a healthy, loving relationship, make sure to subscribe. There's so much more to explore together. This is just the first sign, ladies, but it's a crucial one. Stay tuned, because next we'll dive into a sign that's equally transformative, how he opens up about his inner world. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. 2. He opens up about his inner world. Ladies, let's talk about vulnerability. Have you ever heard the saying, real strength lies in showing your weakness? Well, this couldn't be more true when it comes to love. A man who truly loves you won't shy away from opening up. He'll let you into the parts of his life that he doesn't show the world, the messy, the raw, and the unpolished. Why? Because love is about trust, and trust requires vulnerability. But let's be honest, this isn't always easy for men. Society teaches them to be stoic, to mask their emotions, to man up. And while stoicism can teach men resilience and clarity, it's not about suppressing feelings, it's about learning how to process and share them wisely. So when a man chooses to open up to you, even in small ways, it's a sign that he sees you as someone special, someone he trusts deeply, someone who feels like home. I think back for a moment. Has he ever shared something deeply personal with you? Maybe it was a fear he's been holding on to, a dream he's too scared to chase, or even a failure that left him feeling vulnerable. Did he let his guard down and trust you with his truth? If he did, that's love, because letting you in means he values your opinion, your support, and your presence in his life. Let me paint a picture for you. Imagine him sitting next to you, fidgeting nervously as he starts to talk. He stumbles over his words at first, maybe even makes a joke to lighten the mood. But then he looks at you, the kind of look that says, I trust you, even though this scares me. And he begins to tell you about the pressure he feels at work, or how he's afraid of disappointing his family. In that moment, he's not just your partner, he's a human being sharing his soul. That's love. Raw, honest, unfiltered love. But here's where it gets tricky. Not every man knows how to open up, even when they want to. This is where your patience comes in. If he hesitates or struggles to share, it doesn't mean he doesn't care. It might just mean he's navigating uncharted territory. Remember, vulnerability is a learned skill, and it takes time. How can you help him feel safe enough to open up? Start by being present, really present. When he talks, listen without interrupting or offering solutions right away. Create a space where he feels heard, not judged. Show him that you value his feelings, even if they're messy or imperfect. Because when he feels safe with you, he'll keep coming back to that space again and again. Let's get even more practical. Think about the small signs of vulnerability he's shown. Did he let you see him cry during a movie? Did he confide in you about a past relationship or a mistake he regrets? These moments might seem insignificant, but they're actually monumental. They're his way of saying, I trust you enough to let you see the real me. And let's not forget the power of emotional consistency. A man who loves you doesn't just open up once and call it a day. He continues to share his world with you over time. He tells you about his struggles, his wins, his bad days, and his good ones. He keeps the emotional doors open because he knows that love isn't just about being there when it's easy. It's about showing up when it's hard. Now, I know what you might be thinking, but what if he never opens up? What if he keeps everything bottled up? This is a tough one, but it's important to remember that love is a two-way street. If he's unwilling to share his feelings or let you in, despite your efforts, it might be time to reevaluate. After all, a relationship can't thrive without mutual trust and vulnerability. And you, my dear, deserve a love that feels open, not closed off. Let's pause here for a moment. Are you starting to see the bigger picture? When a man loves you, he'll let you into his heart, his mind, and his soul. He'll show you the sides of himself that he doesn't show anyone else. And when he does, it's not just a sign of love, it's a sign of growth. Because love isn't about perfection, it's about being brave enough to be real. So now it's your turn. Have you experienced this kind of vulnerability in your relationship? Does he let you in, or does he keep you at arm's length? If you're resonating with this, show some love by hitting the like button and commenting number 1 below. Let me know how vulnerability has played a role in your relationship. I'd love to hear your stories. And while you're at it, don't forget to subscribe for more insights like this. Trust me, the next sign is just as powerful, and you won't want to miss it. But before we move on, let's reflect for a moment. Vulnerability isn't just about sharing feelings, it's about building a connection that stands the test of time. It's about creating a relationship where both partners feel seen, heard, and valued. And isn't that what we're all looking for? A love that feels like home? All right, ladies, buckle up, because the next sign will uncover even more about how to tell if he truly loves you. Are you ready to dive deeper into the ways he shows his affection? Stay tuned, and let's keep this journey going together. 3. He shows consistency in his actions. Let's take a moment to reflect on something powerful. Words are easy. Anyone can say I love you, but love, real, unwavering love, is proven through actions. How many times have you heard a man promise the world but fail to deliver even the smallest things? It stings, doesn't it? That's because inconsistency breeds insecurity. So how do you know he truly loves you? Look for consistency in his actions. Think about it. Have you ever felt the quiet joy of realizing that he remembers the little things? Like how you take your coffee, or the way you get lost in your favorite book. It's not about grand gestures. It's about showing up consistently, day in and day out. That's the kind of love that builds trust, and trust is the cornerstone of any meaningful relationship. Consistency doesn't mean perfection, far from it. He's human after all, and humans make mistakes. But what sets a man apart is his commitment to learning and growing with you. Maybe he forgets an anniversary or says the wrong thing in a heated moment, but here's the difference. He owns up to it, apologizes sincerely, and makes it right. His love for you drives him to be better, not because he's trying to impress you, but because he genuinely cares. Let's talk about the everyday ways consistency shows up. Does he check in on you after a tough day? Does he remember to ask about that meeting you were nervous about? Does he make an effort to keep your routines alive, like regular date nights or those small rituals that are just yours? These actions may seem small, but they are monumental in building a relationship that feels safe and dependable. A man who loves you doesn't just show up when it's convenient. He shows up even when it's hard. When life gets messy, when work is overwhelming, when family drama unfolds, or when stress levels rise, he still prioritizes you. His consistency becomes your anchor. You know he's there, and that kind of emotional stability is priceless. But let's dig deeper. What does inconsistency look like, and why is it a red flag? Maybe he showers you with affection one week, only to pull back the next. Maybe he promises to spend more time together, but those promises always seem to fall through. This kind of behavior creates uncertainty and makes you question your worth in the relationship. And let's be real, you deserve better than that. This is where the philosophy of Stoicism becomes relevant. In Stoic dating, consistency is key because it reflects self-discipline and emotional maturity. A man who practices Stoicism approaches love with clarity and purpose. He understands that love isn't about fleeting emotions, it's about sustained effort. And when he chooses you fully, no games, no guesswork. Let me give you an example. Imagine you're having a bad day and he notices something's off. Instead of brushing it aside or waiting for you to speak up, he asks, "Are you okay? Do you want to talk about it?" And it doesn't stop there. He follows up the next day, remembering your worries and offering support. This isn't just sweet, it's consistent care. It's love in action. Now, here's where it gets even more interesting. Consistency doesn't just build trust, it builds attraction. Yes, you heard that right. When a man is reliable, it creates a sense of security that allows you to relax into the relationship. You're not stuck overthinking or second-guessing. Instead, you're free to be yourself, and that confidence only deepens the connection between you. But what if he's inconsistent? What if his actions leave you feeling unsure? This is your opportunity to have an honest conversation. Approach him with kindness and clarity. Say something like, "I value this relationship, but I've noticed some patterns that leave me feeling uncertain. Can we talk about it?" A man who truly loves you will listen and make an effort to address your concerns. And if he doesn't, well, that tells you everything you need to know. Consistency also reveals something important about his character. A consistent man is a man of integrity. He doesn't just show up for you, he shows up for himself. He keeps his promises not because he has to, but because he values being someone you can rely on. This is the kind of man who thrives not only in relationships but in life. He's steady, grounded, and emotionally mature, qualities that make love not just possible but sustainable. Now let's shift the focus to you for a moment. Are you recognizing these signs in your relationship? Is he consistent in his actions, or do you find yourself wondering where you stand? If you're nodding along, I want you to hit the like button right now and comment number 1 below. Let's celebrate the men who show up with love and reliability. And if you're still searching for this kind of connection, don't worry, we've got more insights coming your way. Subscribe now to make sure you don't miss out. Before we wrap up this section, let me leave you with one final thought. Consistency isn't flashy or dramatic. It's not the stuff of viral rom-com moments or grand declarations, but it's real. It's the quiet, steady rhythm that makes love last. So the next time you're wondering if he truly loves you, don't just listen to his words, watch his actions. They'll tell you everything you need to know. And with that, we're moving on to the next sign. Are you ready to explore how he celebrates your successes? Trust me, this one is going to light up your heart. Stay tuned, and let's keep uncovering the truth about love together. 4. He celebrates your successes. Let's dive into something truly heartwarming, yet often overlooked in relationships. How he reacts to your success. Picture this, something amazing happens in your life. Maybe you land a dream job, accomplish a personal goal, or even just conquer a challenge that's been weighing on you. Now, think about how he responds. Does he light up with genuine excitement, or does he seem distracted, indifferent, or worse, jealous? His reaction reveals far more than you might realize. A man who truly loves you will celebrate your wins as if they're his own. He's not just your partner, he's your biggest cheerleader. When he loves you, your happiness becomes his happiness, your success becomes his pride, and your growth becomes a shared victory. This is one of the most telling signs of love because it shows he isn't competing with you, he's rooting for you. Let's get specific. Have you ever had a moment when you achieved something and he went above and beyond to make it feel special? Maybe he surprised you with a heartfelt card, planned a small celebration, or simply held you close and said, "I'm so proud of you." These moments, no matter how small, speak volumes. They're his way of saying, "Your joy matters to me." But why is this so important? Because love is not about diminishing each other's light. It's about helping each other shine brighter. A man who celebrates your successes is secure in himself. He doesn't feel threatened by your achievements or worry that they'll outshine his own. Instead, he sees your growth as a beautiful extension of your partnership. In Stoic Dating, this is key: a relationship built on mutual respect, trust, and support, rather than insecurity or competition. Now, let's talk about the opposite for a moment. What happens when he doesn't celebrate your wins? Maybe he brushes them off or downplays them with a comment like "that's nice" before changing the subject. Or worse, maybe he makes it about himself. "Well, I've been working hard too, you know." If this sounds familiar, it's time to ask yourself some hard questions. Does he truly value you for who you are, or is he more focused on maintaining a sense of control or superiority in the relationship? Here's a truth bomb. Jealousy has no place in love. Sure, it's normal to feel a twinge of insecurity every now and then. We're all human. But a man who loves you won't let those feelings cloud his support for you. Instead, he'll rise above them, embodying the kind of emotional maturity that Stoicism teaches. He'll focus on celebrating you, knowing that your success doesn't take anything away from him. It adds to the beautiful life you're building together. Let's break this down with a real-world example. Imagine you get promoted at work, a big milestone you've been working toward for years. You're thrilled, but when you share the news with him, his reaction feels lukewarm. He says, "That's great," but there's no sparkle in his eyes, no excitement in his voice. Contrast that with a man who genuinely loves you. He'd beam with pride, maybe take you out to celebrate, and tell anyone who'd listen how incredible you are. See the difference? It's not about grand gestures, it's about genuine enthusiasm for your happiness. Now, think back to the last time you achieved something meaningful. How did he respond? Did he show up for you emotionally, or did he leave you feeling unseen? If his reaction left you questioning his support, don't ignore that feeling. Love should amplify your joy, not diminish it. But let's not just focus on him. What about you? Are you celebrating your own successes? A relationship is a two-way street, and when you take pride in your achievements, it sets the tone for how others, including him, treat you. When you're confident in your worth, you naturally attract a partner who values and celebrates you. This is where the idea of mutual growth comes into play. In a healthy relationship, both partners uplift each other. When you succeed, he's there to cheer you on. When he succeeds, you're just as supportive. Together, you create a dynamic where growth is shared, not resented. And isn't that the ultimate goal? A partnership that makes both of you better, stronger, and happier. If you're lucky enough to have a man who celebrates your wins, cherish him. He's showing you what love looks like in its purest form: selfless, supportive, and full of joy. And if you're not seeing this kind of support, it might be time to reassess. Remember, you deserve someone who lifts you up, not someone who holds you back. Let's take a moment to celebrate you. What's the last thing you achieved that made you proud? Share it in the comments below. I'd love to hear about your wins. And if you're resonating with this, hit that like button and comment number 1 to show some love for the partners who celebrate us. Don't forget to subscribe, because the next sign is all about how he prioritizes your happiness, and trust me, you won't want to miss it. Before we move on, let's reflect on something beautiful. Love isn't just about being there for the tough times. It's about showing up for the joyful moments too. It's about celebrating each other's victories, no matter how big or small. So the next time you achieve something, pay attention to how he reacts, because his celebration, or lack thereof, will tell you everything you need to know. Ready for the final sign? Let's keep going and uncover the truth about how he prioritizes your happiness. Stay with me, ladies, because the best is yet to come. 5. He prioritizes you and your happiness. Here's the ultimate question. Does he prioritize your happiness? Not just when it's convenient, not just when it aligns with his plans, but truly, deeply, and consistently. When a man loves you, your happiness becomes one of his top priorities. He doesn't just see you as part of his life, he sees you as a vital, irreplaceable part of his happiness. But let's break this down. What does it actually mean for a man to prioritize you? It's not about grand gestures or over-the-top promises. It's about the everyday choices he makes to ensure you feel valued, loved, and supported. He puts effort into understanding your needs, your desires, and even your quirks. Why? Because your happiness matters to him, plain and simple. Take a moment and think about the little things. Does he notice when you're upset, even if you don't say anything? Does he go out of his way to do things that bring a smile to your face? Maybe he picks up your favorite snack after a long day or plans a surprise date to your favorite spot. These small, thoughtful gestures are his way of saying, "You matter to me. Your happiness is my happiness." Now, this doesn't mean he sacrifices his own needs or neglects his own happiness. True love isn't about losing yourself to make someone else happy. It's about finding balance. In Stoic Dating, this principle is vital. A man who practices Stoicism knows that prioritizing your happiness doesn't mean abandoning his own. It means creating a relationship where both partners thrive together. He understands that when you're happy, it enhances the connection you share, making the relationship stronger and more fulfilling. Let's talk about a practical example. Imagine you're overwhelmed with work, and you casually mention how much you've been craving a weekend getaway. A man who prioritizes you doesn't just brush it off. He listens. Maybe he surprises you with a planned trip, or maybe he helps you carve out time for rest and relaxation. Either way, his actions show that he's attuned to your needs and wants to make your life a little easier and brighter. But prioritizing you isn't just about the fun moments, it's about the hard ones too. When life throws challenges your way, does he stand by you? Does he show up when you need him the most, even if it means rearranging his schedule or stepping out of his comfort zone? Love isn't always convenient, but a man who truly loves you will put in the effort because he values you and the relationship you're building together. Now, let's address a critical point. What if he doesn't prioritize you? Maybe he always seems too busy or distracted. Maybe his actions don't match his words. If this is the case, it's time to have an honest conversation. Let him know how you feel and what you need. A man who loves you will listen and make changes. And if he doesn't, that's a sign he may not be as invested as you deserve. Here's the beauty of prioritizing your happiness. It's contagious. When he prioritizes you, it inspires you to prioritize him. Together, you create a partnership built on mutual care and respect. This dynamic strengthens your bond and fosters a deep sense of connection. It's the kind of love that stands the test of time. But there's another layer to this. When a man prioritizes your happiness, it reflects his emotional maturity. He understands that love isn't about control or competition, it's about partnership. He's not trying to win the relationship, he's working to nurture it. This kind of love is rare, but it's also the kind you deserve. Let's pause for a moment. Can you think of a time when he prioritized you in a way that made you feel deeply loved? Maybe it was a simple gesture, like staying up late to comfort you, or something bigger, like supporting you through a major life decision. If these moments come to mind, take a second to appreciate them. They're a testament to the love and care he has for you. And if you've experienced this kind of love, let's celebrate it. Hit that like button and comment number 1 below to honor the men who prioritize our happiness. And if you're looking for more insights on building a strong, fulfilling relationship, make sure to subscribe. Trust me, there's so much more to explore together. Before we move on, let's reflect on one final thought. Love isn't just about how someone makes you feel in the moment, it's about how they show up for you every day. When a man prioritizes you, he's telling you, I see you, I value you, and I'm here for you. It's a love that's steady, enduring, and deeply meaningful. So as you think about your relationship, ask yourself, does he make you feel like a priority? Does he put effort into making you happy, not out of obligation, but because he genuinely wants to? If the answer is yes, hold on to that love. It's something truly special. And there you have it, ladies. The 5 undeniable signs that he truly loves you. If these resonated with you, don't keep it to yourself. Share this video with someone who needs to hear it. Let's spread the love and wisdom together. Thank you for watching, and here's to finding and keeping the love you deserve. Ladies, we've taken a journey through the depths of love, real, honest, and transformative love. We've explored the 5 undeniable signs that a man truly loves you: respect for your choices, vulnerability in opening up, consistency in action, celebration of your successes, and prioritization of your happiness. Each of these signs isn't just a hint, they are a roadmap to understanding the kind of love you deserve. But here's the real question. Are you seeing these signs in your relationship? If you are, let me tell you, you're in the presence of a man who genuinely loves you. A love like this isn't built overnight, and it isn't about grand gestures or fleeting emotions. It's about the steady, intentional effort to create something meaningful. It's the kind of love that grows deeper with time, like the roots of a tree that anchor you even during life's storms. If you're nodding along, thinking of someone who checks all these boxes, I want you to pause and appreciate that. Relationships like these are rare and precious, and they thrive when nurtured with gratitude and mutual respect. Take a moment to let him know how much you value him. A simple, heartfelt thank you for loving me the way you do can go a long way in strengthening the connection you share. But if you've reached the end of this video with doubts, wondering if your relationship lacks these signs, don't be disheartened. Awareness is the first step toward growth. Maybe he's still learning, or maybe it's time for an honest conversation about your needs and boundaries. And if, after reflection, you realize that these signs simply aren't there, then let this be your permission to walk away from anything that doesn't serve you. Because, my dear, you are worthy of a love that feels like home. What makes these signs so powerful is their consistency. They are universal indicators of love, cutting through the noise of mixed signals and empty promises. They show you not only how much he loves you, but also the kind of man he is. Love is a reflection of character, and when a man embodies these signs, he's showing you his emotional maturity, his integrity, and his ability to build a relationship that lasts. And let's not forget what this means for you. These signs aren't just about what he does, they're also about how you feel in the relationship. Do you feel respected, cherished, and supported? Do you feel like a priority? Because love isn't just about what someone gives you, it's about how they make you feel about yourself. The right relationship will elevate you, inspire you, and remind you of your worth every single day. So, as we wrap up, I want to leave you with a challenge. Reflect on these signs and how they show up in your own relationship. Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your stories, your questions, and even your aha moments. If this video resonated with you, don't forget to hit the like button and comment number 1. Let's celebrate the relationships that bring out the best in us and inspire others to seek the love they deserve. And of course, don't miss out on the next chapter of this journey. Hit that subscribe button and join a community of women who are learning, growing, growing, and thriving in love. Together, we'll explore even deeper insights into relationships, self-worth, and the art of connection. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next. Thank you for being here, for sharing this space, and for taking the time to invest in yourself and your relationships. Remember, the love you deserve is out there, and it's waiting for you to claim it. Until next time, here's to your journey toward a love that's as beautiful, strong, and extraordinary as you are. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video. When a man loves you, his actions align with his words. He doesn't just make promises, he follows through. If he says he'll be there for you, he is. If he promises to pick you up at 7 p.m., he's already outside your door at 6:55. This kind of reliability isn't just convenient, it's a love language. It says you can count on me,